The story begins with a prison, a women's prison where some prisoners are having fun with each other. Then comes our mother, who tries to stop them, but the prisoner ignores him and starts having fun herself. Then comes the sergeant, seeing whom not only our mother, but even the other prisoners are shocked and run away. Then the sergeant scolds the vigilante, saying, "How can you call yourself a prisoner? This boy you see is an officer like the vigilante," she says, and this girl is the sergeant's secretary. After hearing the sergeant's abuse, the vigilante says, "I'll pay more attention next time." The sergeant agrees to give Woo Jin a second chance and sends him to the warden's office. After Woo Jin leaves, the sergeant says that his face is beautiful, but his body, is his curse. As Woo Jin arrives at the warden's office, he hears strange voices. Yes, the one where the warden is helping a poor prisoner, and we're standing outside wondering what's going on in the middle of nowhere. After the program is over, Woo Jin goes inside. The warden asks him, "Can you draw Woo Jin? Are you free next Saturday? Because I have to take her on a date." Meaning the warden will have fun and he will draw Woo Jin. Wow. 2 days later, we see some more prisoners coming into the prison, whom our friend and his friend are watching. Woo Jin's friend says, "Let's see what kind of beautiful prisoner is coming this time." Then we see a beautiful prisoner come out of the bus. Seeing her, Woo Jin asks, "Is she a celebrity? Is she so beautiful?" Then the sergeant arrives, who initially doesn't say anything, but when she sees Woo Jin looking at the beautiful prisoner, she gets angry and chases them away. After that, the newly arrived prisoners undergo a physical checkup, which is not only done in prisons, but also in real-life prisons. The sergeant then tells them that they are now going to have a full body checkup as a security guard, so please take off everything. The next procedure begins, and our surgeon targets the girl we've been seeing. She's a journalist who has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. After that, the female officer checks all the prisoners, but our sergeant becomes a little suspicious of the girl, whose inmate number is 11, and she says, "I'll check this girl myself." At first, the girl refuses, but the sergeant tells her, "I think you've hidden something dangerous. If you don't leave, I'll call the Prince Dard search team here." But the girl says, "You'll have to check me alone." Hearing this, the sergeant gets angry and immediately calls the search team inside, which also has weights. 11 enters without any C-force. After that, the sergeant sends all those forces back outside, and everyone outside is thinking about what our brother just saw inside. After that, our sergeant does a full body checkup of 11 dolls, and a full body checkup means checking everything from top to bottom. After the surgeon completes the full body checkup, she says, "Looking at your condition, it seems those boys shouldn't have been sent out." Hearing this, 11 gets angry and slaps the surgeon, but the surgeon doesn't care. She stands up and grabs the girl by her hair. Then the new prisoner from the bar helps 11 and starts beating the surgeon. Just then, the security guard arrives and tries to control everything, and our target is the one who is trying to catch the girl. But when the girl tries to free herself, her head hits the wall and she falls unconscious. The next scene shows the girl awake and the Woo Jin comes to meet her. The Woo Jin talks to her lovingly, but the girl says, "I don't care. You and that girl are the same here." After that, the Woo Jin leaves angrily, but as he leaves, he sees 2 prisoners going to take a shower at night who are completely different. One of them is Amy Razadi, who is considered the queen of the entire prison, and the other is his friend. The queen takes a shower before having fun. After that, her friend massages her and tells 11 about what she did today. Then comes the servant, who is still in his cell, but just as she's about to leave the restaurant, Woo Jin's friend arrives. He tells 11 that it's a bit rough for pretty girls like her, but if you need any help, let me know. But the girl ignores him, and she's left here, wondering about Woo Jin, whether he was that friendly or not. Woo Jin's friend thinks, "I'll take care of him." Then comes the servant, who has another name, D-Man. You'll find out why later. Then the sergeant tells 11 that her room has been booked, so you need to go to that room and have her room booked. So let's go back 2 hours. The sergeant goes to the warden's room and finds that the queen is already sitting there. We learned that the warden had 11 booked into the room at Quinn's behest. "Where did you go with Quinn?" the surgeon asks. "Why did you do that?" The warden says, "We'll have to closely observe the girl. If she stays with Quinn, it will be beneficial for us." The warden then says, "We'll have to keep her under special observation. You should know how she got here." We learned that 11 was a famous newscaster who exposed the scandals of high-profile individuals. So in the end, high-profile individuals took her in and sent her to jail. Then 11 comes to Quinn's room, where there are already 4 other prisoners with Quinn. After that, Quinn asks a question to 11. She asked, "How did you feel when the surgeon was enjoying you?" But 11 refuses to talk about it. But then one of the prisoners gets up and starts beating him badly, and the girl beats him and makes him worse. Just then the Woo Jin comes there. The Woo Jin asks what happened here. Then Quinn says that you need not worry. You should know that every month girls get stomachache because of periods. After hearing this, the person who had come to pick up 1598 leaves the next day. He then tells Woo Jin that he'll have to go on a date with this girl instead of him because the director has called him for some work. Woo Jin and 1598 then go out for a walk, and our beloved Woo Jin is thinking about 11 while driving. Then the girl says, "I didn't see you last time because of the topic, but you're really cute." The girl continues to say many things, but Woo Jin's attention is elsewhere. Then a car comes in front of their car, and Ro tries to avoid it, and as he turns his car, it becomes unbalanced, and in the process, his hand goes somewhere else in the wrong place. Woo Jin apologizes for her, but the girl's reaction seems a little appropriate to me. Then the girl says that she has to go to the restroom, but her hands are tied, so she asks the Woo Jin to help her, and you know that Woo Jin cannot see anyone's pain, so he takes off his shirt, but Woo Jin had asked for something else for wait a minute, health. Then why did he take off the shirt? Now you understand, friend. His program has started, and just as Woo Jin is about to start his program, then he gets a call from the sergeant, but Woo Jin rejects him, due to which the sergeant is going crazy, brother. I am telling you the truth. After that, their program is going on. The sergeant is calling, but still the program is going on. And in the end, after being shot twice with a gun, the Woo Jin comes to the evening where the sergeant gets so angry with Woo Jin that he shoots him. She slaps him. This angers the surgeon, and while he doesn't slap her, he squeezes her breasts, and literally, the game is over. The surgeon tells the surgeon that he'll hand in his registration form on Monday, and the surgeon is completely shocked. Then comes Monday, where all the prisoners are bathing, and this girl is still thinking about the vagina. The narrator then tells us about the top 5 ranked prisoners in the prison. So Quinn is ranked first, whose name is Choi. The bodybuilder is second, and the one who keeps snuggling with her is third. Rank 4 is the girl whom the surgeon helped. The girl, currently speaking with 11, appears on the number 1 IV, and the number 1 IV has already received the death penalty, meaning death penalty because her inmate number is in red, and those with red inmates have either murdered someone or committed a major crime. Then comes the question of the denarius, where the number 1 free asks if we can bring 11 to the table with us. Then the roommate says, "Hey Wayne, if you're sorry, say it yourself, and Wayne, don't even bring it to me. I don't understand what you're sorry for." Hearing this, Quinn gets angry and takes number 11 to the tub, not to bathe him, but to drown him. Quinn first ties his legs with a rope, then grabs his neck and drowns him in the water. After that, the scene shifts and we see Van writing his resignation letter. After that, Quinn tells Van, "I can kill you in this prison and nothing will happen to me. So if you listen to me, you can live a long time." But as soon as Quinn approaches her, she spits in Van's face. Then Quinn gets so angry, she puts out her cigarette and puts it on Yan's orange. Then she grabs his neck and drowns him in water. And on the other side, the Woo Jin is submitting his resignation letter to the sergeant and tells him to accept it, and he leaves from there. But when he is leaving, a lady officer comes there and she says that I need your help because a girl is lying unconscious in the bathroom, and as no one there is afraid except for the officer. We later learn that this woman officer also works for Chin, so she goes into his room and tells him everything that happened there after he left. We then return to Woo Jin and 11, and where Woo Jin notices the cigarette burn. Woo Jin is now personally treating the burn. She was completely covered in water. Woo Jin is now cleaning her. While cleaning, Woo Jin's meter turns on and the girl wakes up. As soon as she wakes, she hugs Woo Jin and says, "Please help me. I don't want to die here." Then our own brother locks in a deadly look. We then see the sergeant, who is thinking about Woo Jin's resignation letter. She's about to text him apologies, but instead calls him. Woo Jin arrives and sees that Saijin is completely drunk, and she asks Woo Jin to join. However, Woo Jin initially refuses, saying that someone will see them here. Saijin then replies, "I've been working here for 8 years. No one will see me." Woo Jin then joins her and asks, "Did you approve my resignation letter?" Sajan then asks, "Where will you go next?" Woo Jin replies, "To a place where superiors don't beat anyone." Hearing this, the sergeant apologizes to Woo Jin, saying she hit him in anger. Then she tells Woo Jin about her past story, saying she wasn't that tough at first. The sergeant says there was a reason she became a D-man. Then we go back 7 years, where we see the warden of this same prison, who through an advertising video is talking about the good side of this prison. It seems like the prisoners here are very kind and passionate, but in reality, nothing like that happens. Then we see our surgeon, who is currently with her surgeon, who was a very kind person, but because of that, no one was afraid of her in prison. But then one day, some new prisoners arrive, and they too undergo a full body checkup. Then they discover that the prisoner in the middle isn't ordinary at all. He's actually a musician, but his criminal negativity was a misdiagnosis. this. It's like you're driving and you hit someone. Then, as our surgeon goes to check him out, the Echo kicks him. Then she takes a nap and slits his throat in front of our surgeon. The surgeon asks what happened after that. The surgeon replies, "The force was a little late arriving, so I had to fight him off, which is why I got hurt. But the surgeon died. So this was the reason Sergeant behaves this way with prisoner." Then Sergeant says, "Do you know what happened to that girl? She was released after just 6 years. And Woojin, like, just 6 years. Old?" asks Woojin. "So, should I stop being an AD for those prisoners?" But Woojin doesn't say anything because he knows Woojin is right this time. After that, Woojin drops Woojin off Woojin at his room. But Woojin, like, "I'm a girl too. So what? If I'm old, I feel low too." After that, Woojin tries to alleviate Woojin's low self-esteem until he runs out of stamina. But Woojin plays a dirty game. He takes authority from Woojin, saying, "You have to do as I say." He uses it to transport 11 from Quinn's room. We then see 11 overjoyed to be back in her cell. But then Woojin's friend arrives. He's brought her some gift-wrapped snacks. 11 tells him, "I'm not interested in you at all, and don't do anything like that again. This feels like sexual harassment." Hearing this, Woojin's friend becomes enraged and warns her, "You're out of here." The scene then reveals some prisoners playing games together. Just then, the girl, Han Woojin, whom Woojin helped, appears to be in a trance again. After that, the girl tells Woojin that today I will exercise with you. After that, brother, both of them start exercising in the morning. But hearing the sounds of their exercise, Woojin's friend sees them. "That guy is all alone, son." After that, Woojin tells him that this matter should remain between brothers, and that guy should also shout alone, because I also want to do it with someone. 5, 3, 4, 2. Hearing this, Woojin gets angry, and after giving him a bonking, he leaves from there. After that, Woojin's friend understands that my brother has something wrong. Then we see that rank number 11 comes to him to talk. Then 11 says, "Thank you for always being kind to me, but I'm one of those people who doesn't trust people easily." Then rank number 4 says, "Don't you see anything strange in my outfit?" Then she tells him about her past. She says, "I was in love with someone and had many happy moments with him, but then he married someone else and they were about to have a child." After that, she says, "I'll never forgive you," and goes to his house. There she kills the man, his wife, and their unborn baby, all of them, and sets the house on fire before leaving. Wow, so that's why the rank number for Eve is sentenced to life in prison for the entire time. Then 11 says, "What did you do wrong?" But the rank number 4 says, "Sometimes you should fall in love with someone, and when he goes away, you'll know." Then Quinn arrives, and Woojin and Seijin look very happy. Woojin is happy that Seijin kept his promise, and Seijin is happy that Woojin is happy. Seijin then drunkenly goes to the prison cell, and as she climbs up, Woojin asks why her tomatoes are so tasty. But Woojin discovers Seijin's Lanato fan and attacks Seijin with the Buzzard of Bacchus. They then go upstairs, where Seijin teaches her the technique of Nada. We then see Quinn telling the warden to get Seijin out of there. She gives Varden a last chance and leaves. It's getting late, so the lady officer is taking food for everyone. But then Woojin's friend comes there and mixes sedatives in the food. Today he has decided that he will take 11's life, and that lady also turns off all the CCTV cameras there. After that, as soon as the prisoners eat the food, everyone becomes unconscious, and so does 11. As soon as Woojin's friend reaches there, an auntie catches him and tells him to ring her bell first, or else she will tell everyone. After playing Triball, Woojin's friend goes to the main target, or else 11. But on the other hand, the woman officer tells Woojin that an officer went into the cell room but hasn't returned yet. Hearing this, Woojin understands that it's Kisaka's job. Before he can do anything, Woojin arrives, and Woojin is furious. He tells him that if he does anything, he won't be spared. But the man turns the cell key in front of Woojin and is about to do it with 11. But Woojin has an electric gun, which he uses to attack his friend, and the man stabs him. After that, Woojin somehow manages to straighten the key and goes inside, beating the man repeatedly, disfiguring him. Then Woojin notices that something is coming out of 11's mouth. It's not what you're thinking at all. He takes him to the doctor, where the doctor clears him up. 11 then reveals that there are other prisoners in the room who are unconscious. The doctor leaves to check on them. 11 then thanks Woojin and asks him to sit next to her. The program between the two begins, and in the meantime, Woojin also learns about the whole matter. As soon as she sees the condition of the prisoners inside the cell, she becomes angry. Then she sees Woojin's friend, who is also naked. After that, all her anger is taken out on her little girl, and now the man's help is under suspicion. The sergeant then learns from the doctor that 11 and Woojin are alone, and Sergeant Emmy Diatley arrives. Her hands tremble as she opens the door, pleading, "Please, It's not what I'm thinking. But as soon as she goes inside, she realizes she was right. In fact, she sees Woo Jin and 11 from behind the curtain. This shocks the sergeant, and she becomes so angry that she picks up the scissors and plunges them into 11's throat. Shut up. I was just kidding. She was just thinking about doing that. Just then, the doctor arrives, but Sajin takes him out. Hearing the voice from outside, Woo Jin realizes Sajin has seen them. Then, Sin returns to a scene a few days later where Sajin and Woo Jin aren't talking, while Woo Jin's friend is having a falling out. He doesn't want to see her, let alone talk to her. Then, the officer who works for Quinn takes him to Quinn's. Quinn tells him, if you work for me, you can take anyone else's place. In fact, even the one standing next to you. But the officer refuses. Quinn, however, slaps him first and then gives him 2 blows. Either I take back the apartment I bought for you and leave your family on the street, or you do it with this guy. Then the guy has no choice but to sell it, and they both start facing Quinn. After the program ends, Woo Jin's friend asks Quinn what she wants him to do. Then Quinn tells him her real plan, that she has to get Sajin out of here and kill number 11. After that, the guy says that I also have to kill that criminal Woo Jin. After that, Quinn comes to Sajin and Woo Jin's place, where Sajin promotes Woo Jin that if I am not here, then you can conspire yourself as an acting Sajin. After that, Woo Jin invites Sajin out for a drink, but Sajin refuses. As they leave, Sajin says, I've kept my promise to you. I'll be staying in the first building, number 11. As Woo Jin enters the first building, he sees 2 twins huddled together in a cell. Woo Jin feels like it, and he takes them both. Woo Jin then meets Sajin, but Sajin didn't want to talk to Woo Jin. However, Woo Jin forced, she slaps him and then kisses him, and then they make love in the woods. Meanwhile, Woo Jin's friend tells Quinn that Sajin and Woo Jin got out of jail together. Hearing this, Quinn understands that something is going on between them. Quinn then asks him to investigate their relationship. We then see them return to prison. After they leave, Woo Jin's friend arrives and steals the car's dash cam to find evidence against him. But Woo Jin arrives just then, and after beating him up, discovers that he was doing this work at Quinn's behest. Woo Jin then goes to Quinn's place, where Quinn has just come out of the shower. Seeing Woo Jin's friend's meter turns on, but Quinn also fuses his meter. Woo Jin understands why this girl is called the Prison Quinn. We then see a flashback where Woo Jin is talking to Woo Jin, and she tells him about Quinn's place. She tells him that Quinn was the head of an exclusive private event salon where membership was available only to a select few, but the document lacks any evidence of how a girl like Quinn became so wealthy in her 20s that she became one of Korea's top people. Furthermore, she had connections with politicians and businessmen, and because of these connections, she became involved in bad things such as corruption, bribery, and prostitution. But a moment came when she was caught and sent straight to jail. The flashback ends here. Afterward, Quinn apologizes to Woo Jin, and the director asks her, which of the 2 do you prefer, Sergeant or 11? And hearing this, Woo Jin understands that she's investigating him. We then see a flashback where Jisoo tells Woo Jin that Quinn has connections with several people in the prison, which she uses to appease the warden by sending girls, who in return give her whatever she wants. Woo Jin then tells her that he has no connection to the people she mentioned. As he leaves, Woo Jin warns Quinn that he will keep an eye on her from now on. However, Quinn doesn't seem to mind the warning. Then, Woo Jin flashes back to a few days later where 11 is writing a love letter for Woo Jin when Woo Jin arrives and invites him inside. After that, the love letter goes to the table and they both start talking. And meanwhile, 11 asks Woo Jin, I heard some rumors about you and Sajin, so tell me, what is your relationship with Sajin? After that, we see that everyone in Woo Jin is talking about those rumors, and these rumors are spread by Quinn and not anyone else. After that, 11 asks, have you done it with Sergeant and some other prisoners? And our Raj Woo Jin also says, yes, I have done all this. And in fact, hearing this, 11 becomes even happier. She says, thank you for telling me the truth. Then she says, I have no right to ask you about your personal life, but from now on, I want to be a special person to you, like a girlfriend. Then, a few days later, we see Sajan feeling very sad after seeing a message on her phone. The message turns out to be from Woo Jin, where he says that from now on, there's nothing between us. Seeing this, Sajin's mind goes blank, and she goes straight to 11's cell, where she's writing a love letter to Woo Jin again. Meanwhile, we learn that Woo Jin isn't inside the cell right now. He's gone out for some kind of training program. We return to Sajin and 11. Sajin asks what this love letter is about, but 11, now without any hesitation, says that Woo Jin and I are dating. Hearing this, Sa Woo Jin's mind goes haywire again, and she says, how can a prison officer and an officer date? This is wrong. But 11 says, tell me what's really going on in the prison. You, that warden, and that queen are all acting against the rules here. Hearing this, Sa Woojin becomes even more angry, takes off her shirt, throws it away, and says, now we're equals, so come on. 11 then says, I don't care what Woojin says, but he promised me that he'll focus on me from now on, and I won't back down until he asks for a breakup. Do whatever you want. Hearing this, Sajan gets furious, and she grabs 11's collar and says that I felt like hitting you right from the start. Then 11 says that you and I know that Woojin is a good guy, so respect him. Hearing this, Surgeon goes absolutely crazy. She punches him and knocks him off the table. But when Seijin looks back, 11 stands up and hits him with the same table, and as Seijin tries to stand up, she hits him again, due to which blood starts gushing out from Sajin's head. And seeing this, 11 gets scared, and as soon as she goes to check on him, Sajin stands up and strangles her. And literally, brother, she has gone mad. She is saying that I will come quickly, and as Woojin arrives, he sees that his girlfriend is in a terrible state. Woojinzo tells him that Sajan is the mastermind behind all this, and Woojin locks in and goes straight to Sajan. Woojin first asks Sajan, did you do that to her? Sajan replies, yes I did, and if you want to stop me, kill me right here, or I'll definitely kill that bitch next time. We then see Quinn, who seems quite happy to see Sajan, and 11's condition. Quinn then hatches another deadly plan to play with the lives of the three. We return to the surgeon, who is telling Woojin that she will either die or he will. Woojin, seeing her condition, understands that she is not stable. Woojin tries to reason with her, but she beats him up and tells him to take care of his girlfriend, or she will surely die. Woojin, in a deadly look, tells him that if he even touches her, he will be gone, and he leaves. Then Woojin cuts to the next day, where Jisojin tells her that the warden is calling her, and that Sajan is also present. Then we see the warden, lost in his own fun. Then Woojin arrives, and the warden tells him, look brother, Sajan, since you are not here, you will have to take care of Sajan. And now Sajan's sister is doing Raj's work, and the assistant is doing Jisaso, and then we come to know that Jisaso is secretly in love with Ji. Then the scene gets cut, and we see the doctor from whom Sajan calls that there is an emergency somewhere, so reach there quickly with your team. And yes, this is Sajan's plan in which she is trapped, and then Sajan comes there, and really brother, she is trying to kill 11 with a drink, and her face also shows that she is a D-man in many. Just then, Sajan thinks 11 is finished. As she removes the pillow, 11 goes and pushes her down. As she starts to walk away, Sajan grabs her leg, causing 11's shirt to hit the table directly, and blood is gushing from her head. Then we see Woojin, who is still talking to Jesus, notices something from the window to his lover, who looks like he's there immediately and is completely stunned by the sight of his lover. They then arrive at the hospital, where the doctor asks Woojin, what's your relationship to the patient? Woojin replies, I'm just an officer. The doctor then tells her to call one of her family members. After that, 11 is undergoing surgery, and Woojin Ba's son is thinking that all this happened because of him. I left him alone again. Then he gets a call from his father-in-law that the sergeant has been arrested, but Woojin doesn't care. Then we see the doctor, who says something to Woojin, but judging by his reaction, it seems that something serious is going on. After that, we see Quinn, where Woojin's friend is telling him that the surgery took 10 hours, and that he is alive but brain dead. On the other hand, our Raj Woojin B is like me. I can't live. We learn that the sergeant has been arrested, but Woojin is very sad to see the condition of number 11, because the doctor has already told her that even if she undergoes surgery, she won't be able to live her normal life. We can see her pain in her eyes. Just then, Jesu arrives and says, please don't push yourself so much. You need to rest. Woojin Soo then says, my work and personal life have been badly damaged, and you need rest. I'm ashamed of myself. Just then, Jisoo hugs Woojinsu and tells her, don't think about those girls who only cause you pain. The shift shifts, and we see Quinn and her gang partying to celebrate the healing of these three. Quinsu says, I got rid of those two bitches without staining my hands with blood. But this officer feels bad for Woojin, and Quinn Bean throws a drink in his face. Before Quinn can do anything more, Woojin's friend stands up and says, please forgive her. She's still a child. Then they all play a game where the loser has to pay a penalty. The put a finger down game. They all team up and make the female officer lose. The decision is that she must drink the entire bottle, but not from her mouth, but from somewhere else. Then we see Woojin and Jisoo, where Jisoo is trying her best to please Woojin. Meanwhile, Woojin's friend tells the officer, and now comes a major twist in the story. A new warden enters the prison. Upon her arrival, she banishes Woojin's friend from the prison forever and gives the woman officer a 3-month suspension. Why? Because she saw them both doing it. So that's what I've been through. With that, she removes Quinn Quinn and her gang from the VIP room and puts them in a cell. She promotes Woojin to sergeant. 3 months have passed since then, but 11 still hasn't regained consciousness. Meanwhile, we see Woojin, who is about to meet the sergeant in prison. Woojin asks the sergeant, "Don't you feel even slightly bad about 11? Don't you feel at all grateful?" Then the surgeon says, "Yes, I regret not killing him with my life." And upon hearing this, Woojin's mind went blank. He says, "I will kill you with my own hands." But Sajin says, "I already warned you. Either you kill me, or I will kill him for sure." And literally, Brother Woojin is about to kill him, but some officers come there and stop him. After that, we see a small flashback when Woojin had gone to meet his girlfriend in the hospital, but 11's younger sister and her grandmother are also there. 11's sister looks at Woojin and says, "I don't know what your relationship is with my sister, but please don't come here again with your face." Then the scene cuts and we see Woojin, his mind blowing from thinking about 11. When he goes outside to relax, he sees Jisoo, and then Jisoo relaxes both her mind and body. After that, we see Quinn in the prison basement, lying there in a terrible state, and then Woojin arrives. But how can Quinn be in such a state? So let's go back a little where we see the warden telling Woojin to clean up the entire prison, and if Woojin can't do it, he'll have to leave his position. After that, Woojin comes to Quinn's cell and says that from today onwards, you three will live in separate cells, and takes apartment number 14 with him. But Woojin does not take her to the cell, but takes her to the prison basement where he hangs her and tortures her brutally and asks her about her intentions to take Quinn's life. Woojin then tells her that if she does as he says, then he will release her. After that, we see Quinn, who is talking happily and asks for a massage from number 14. But then Woojin comes there and grabs her hair and drowns her in water, exactly like what Quinn did to number 11. And we learn that number 14 did all this at Woojin's behest. After that, Quinn asks, "How dare you touch me?" Woojin punches her, knocking her out. Then, when Quinn wakes up, Man is standing in front of her saying, "This is just the beginning." Quinn doesn't understand what kind of place this is. She screams, but Woojin will say, "You can scream as much as you want, no one can hear you." After that, Quinn apologizes to Woojin saying, "I will do whatever you ask, but please, leave me alone." And again, Woojin will do whatever you ask. Then Woojin tortures her so badly that it is insane. That too with his stick. Woojin then says that I am not going to end this so soon. You will have to feel the pain. And again, Quinn, knock again. After some time, Woojin wakes up Quinn again, and this time he gives her physical treatment. That too, not once. After that, Woojin leaves from there, but he is saying that I am not going to leave her until she begs for death from me. Then the next day's scene comes, where Woojin sees the same officer who was accompanying Quinn. Woojin becomes angry because he knows that she is somehow responsible for 11's condition. On the other hand, this officer is also completely shocked to see Woojin different. Woojin then shifts to 11, where her younger sister and grandmother are taking care of her. Then we learn that the sergeant has been sentenced to 8 years in prison for what he did to 11. Then we see Quinn again, whose condition is even worse than 11 Aziz. But then the woman officer arrives, who is shocked by Quinn's condition, and then Quinn tells him to get out of here quickly, or he'll get caught. And then Woojin arrives, but the officer tells him, "You can't do this to a seaman. This is a crime. And Woojin, you did this before me." That too with 11. And now that officer is apologizing to Woojin, just like Quinn. And we all know how compassionate our King Woojin is. He tells them both to do it together, and whoever gets released first, I'll let him go. After that, the woman officer apologizes to Woojin, saying, "Please, let me go. I knew something was wrong with 11, but I still didn't say anything." But Woojin gives her a warning. Either you teach Quinn a lesson, or I'll teach you one. Then the woman officer remembers everything Quinn did to her. She gets angry and walks into the cell, but Quinn tells her, "If you do anything to me, your entire family will be out on the streets." Woojin says, "You've already lost everything. Your business and that apartment, Woojin." He even shows her proof. Seeing this, the officer picks up a chair lying nearby and hits Quinn on the head. Then she starts fighting with Quinn, and our King Woojin is having fun outside. We then see Jisoo receive a call from the warden, who asks about Woojin because Woojin isn't answering her phone. She then asks Jisoo to give Woojin a list of new prisoners. However, seeing someone on the list, she treats him the same way, and our King Woojin is standing above, watching all this, but then Sergeant Woojin smiles at him, and Woojin is sitting above, wondering why she smiled. After that, Sergeant Woojin and the other prisoners undergo the same body checkup, but all the prisoners except Sergeant Woojin refuses to undergo the body checkup. Meanwhile, Woojin, frightened, calls Woojin inside. Woojin then tells everyone that he will conduct the inspection himself, and he starts starts with 4342 or knee sergeant, but he finds nothing. Then when Woojin goes to check on the tattooed woman, she takes a knife from her place and grabs the prisoner standing nearby. Woojin then knocks him unconscious with his electric gun. The scene then changes and it's night in the garden and Woojin is going to meet Sanjin. As Woojin arrives, he sees Sanjin asleep. Woojin thinks of doing many things, but he knows that none of this will change anything. He leaves, saying, "I'll take it slow." Then the scene cuts to Quinn, whose condition is still bad. Woojin arrives, and Quinn tells him, "I'm starving here because of you. And Woojin, why don't you have a sweet dish first? Then I'll think about feeding you." Quinn doesn't have any other options, so she tries the sweet dish. Then, as promised by Woojin, he eats her. But not the human kind, but the dog kind, and he leaves. I thought he would only leave Quinn after turning her into a bitch. The next day, Woojin comes to where our sergeant is cleaning the toilet. Just then, some prisoners come there and torture the sergeant badly. How? Well, from the Malad himself, and by pouring toilet water on her, we come to know why they did this. Because this girl is a good friend of number 11. When she sees 11 in such a condition, she gets very angry at Woojin, so that's why she promised that all the marks that were on her friend's body would now be on Seijin's body as well. But while doing so, Jisoo sees them and goes straight to Woojin. But by the time Woojin and Jisoo got there, Seijin had already been injured. Woojin then picks Seijin up and takes him to the emergency room. There, the doctor, after seeing Seijin, says, "I feel really bad about this. And our way is also like Woojin, it doesn't matter to me for a moment." But the doctor tells Woojin something about Seijin that she shouldn't have known. This happened when Woojin and 11 first came to the clinic and Seijin had seen them. But when the doctor arrived, Seijin took him out. The doctor asks her, "What do you want to talk to me about? I can't leave my patient alone." The surgeon tells her to just stay here with me for a while. The doctor notices that the surgeon is crying, so she checks the room's CCTV and sees what Woojin and 11 were doing inside. But when the doctor asks the surgeon, he acts as if it's his fault, not his subordinates, and requests to keep it a secret. Now Woojin is sitting on the terrace, regretting it, saying that Woojin used to be so happy with me, but in order to save 11, I left her alone. Maybe she still cares for me, but suddenly our Woojin also realizes that it's too late now. Only 11 can forgive her. The scene cuts to a female bodybuilder named Kang exercising, but then this friend of 11 says something to Kang that makes her grab her by the throat and beat up her companions as well. Just then, this female officer arrives and calls Woojin directly, but by the time Woojin arrives, Kang has already taken over the officer. She's beating him and asking about Quinn. Woojin tells her to stop, but Kang also says, "Come on, our warden is watching all this." Woojin then challenges her, "Come on, our warden is watching this." Meanwhile, Kang punches Woojin, but Woojin kicks her back, knocking her away, and then punches her in the stomach, knocking her out. Just then, the warden arrives and tells Woojin to come to the meeting room. She takes back Woojin's sans tag for Woojin's actions. As the warden is leaving, Woojin says, "Do whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me." The warden then says something to Woojin, which angers Woojin. He grabs her and says, "If you don't want to die, then forgive me." The warden then says, "Just like you did to the others." But Woojin lets go, saying, "I've taken my own life in revenge." Meanwhile, the warden tells him, "As your RC officer, I'll help you get back on track. If you want, you can come to my office later." Woojin is thinking about the warden while taking a shower, and she says, "You're still quite young. You can change your lifestyle." Then, as the warden is leaving, Woojin grabs her from behind and says, "I want to stay with you a little longer." Woojin then uses his manpower, but the warden slaps him. Woojin then pushes her back and says, "If you want to, you can punish me, but I don't know if you hate me." Then the warden and Woojin begin their first time. After 2 gunshots, it's morning. The warden receives a call from Jisoo. The scene cuts to Woojin entering the warden's room. Afterward, Woojin explains some documents to the warden, and while explaining, he gets in a good mood and starts squirting in the office. Just then, Jisoo calls again. But when the warden talks to Jisoo, Woojin goes out of control, and they both start fighting, and on the other hand, Jisoo also comes there, but before she can see them, Woojin hides. And then Woojin comes to the scene where we see Jisoo, who is cured but not completely. And then we see the warden who is asking Woojin, "What do you think about Jisoo now? And what will happen if 11 wakes up?" And Woojin is like, "I will not choose either of them. I will just concentrate on myself now." After that, Woojin leaves from there. The scene cuts to Sergeant trying to write an apology letter to 11. Just then, Woojin arrives, saying they need to talk for a while. But just then, we see 11 now conscious. We see Sergeant, who has come to meet him, apologizing to him because Woojin had tortured Sergeant so badly when she was was in prison in the beginning. Sergeant is also thinking, he used to be such a rude guy, and now he's apologizing to me. I just want to tell Sergeant one thing. The present is an illusion. It's a time to be haunted. The future holds hope. While Sergeant has other things on her mind, she's also worried about Vajin's well-being. She tells Vajin, even after all this wrongdoing, you haven't learned anything. We don't need to apologize to each other. She's trying to convince him, don't pity me, treat me like a prisoner. It'll be better for both of us. But then suddenly, Sajin experiences severe stomach pain. He takes care of her and orders her to the hospital. Sajin replies, I'm fine. If I rest, I'll be fine. You go away from here. Just then, Woojin gets a call from the hospital, learning that number 11 has regained consciousness. Woojin rushes to the hospital, sees number 11, and the two are crying as they look at each other. But then 11's sister tells Woojin, I told you not to come here. I know everything that happened at the trial. Whatever happened to my sister is your fault. You should stay away from my sister. But then number 11 tells her sister, I need to talk to Woojin for a while, alone. And as soon as he leaves, the first thing they do is hug each other. Brother, we'll talk later. I'll talk first. What will happen? Then number 11 tells Woojin that she wants to know everything that's happened so far. But Woojin is a little confused. He says, I don't even know where to start. He's thinking to himself, if I tell number 11 about all the things I've done, she'll definitely be shocked, and she's just now regaining consciousness. But then number 11 says, I heard that Sergeant is in jail. How is she doing there? Then Woojin remembers that Sergeant gave her a letter to give to number 11. After reading the letter, number 11 says, she's apologizing to me. Even after all this, she says that she will never forgive him because he tried to kill her. After that, she tells Woojin that looking at you, it seems that you are taking the blame for Sajin on yourself. And Woojin also thinks that I am the reason for all this. He says that when we both started dating, I told Sajin that we are not dating. But when Sajin saw us together, he got angry and took revenge on you for this betrayal. After that, he gets ready to tell everything to Woojin number 11. Then we see the warden, who has also received news of number 11's recovery, saying that things are about to be completely completed. But as a warden, I won't allow any more crimes in this prison. Meanwhile, Woojin has informed number 11 about the crimes he's committed so far. He's sitting there wondering how he's going to reenact them. But then number 11 says that in the last part of the letter, Woojin apologized to you and said that whatever he learned from me. It's not his fault. It's all my fault. She then you feel regret about it. And the Woojin also feels like I don't feel any regret at all because Quinn and her gang deserved all this. After that, the Woojin returns to the prison and first meets Seiyin. After that, the Woojin asks if number 11 will be upset after reading my letter. What did she say to you? But brother, she's still thinking about number 11. After that, Sajan also asks if something went wrong. Looking at your face, I feel like something is wrong. I want to know everything. After that, the Woojin hugs Seijin and says that everything between number 11 and me is over. And brother, hearing this, Seijin gets shocked and asks him what's the problem. Then Woojin says that if I did a lot of wrong things, then all this was bound to happen. And then he apologizes to Seijin for whatever he did, and further says that if I was not in your life, then your life would not be so messed up. And brother, hearing this, Seijin hugs him, and then you know what is going to happen next. After that, we see number 11, who is still thinking about Woojin's actions. She is thinking that he used to be so good before, and because of my revenge, he became like this. And now she is crying over her decision that why did I let him go from here? Then, after a week has passed, we see the warden and Vigilante, and the warden, seeing the glow on Vigilante's face, understands that she's settled things with the sergeant. The warden then says, number 11 is now discharged, so you have to bring her back to jail. Vigilante then goes to fetch 11 tires, and Vigilante is sitting in the car, wondering what to talk to her about. She's not even making eye contact with me. But then, 11 asks Vigilante to wait, saying she needs to check something. Then we go back a week when Woojin and number 11 broke up. After Woojin leaves, number 11's sister comes to him and tells him that he didn't do anything wrong. Then number 11 remembers how Woojin helped him and brought him out of his depression. A few days later, number 11 receives a call. What about this prisoner? That too from prison. She inquires about his well-being and says that when he returns, things will have changed a lot here. She tells number 11 that the new warden has turned Woojin into a gentleman and has cleaned up all the filth in the prison. Hearing this, number 11 asks, what did he do? And then she says that the Quinn and her gang have been wiped out by the police. Now they have no more memories in jail, there's only peace. Then she talks about her fight with the bodybuilder, where her condition worsened, and if she hadn't gained weight, it would have been over. Now, brother number 11 should be happy about this, but she says this is an officer's job, so he'll do what he wants. Then, the girl says that Woojin has become a monster because of you, and now that monster is your friend. Upon hearing this, number 11 understands that yes, Woojin was, and will always be a good guy. After that, number 11 asks Woojin to sit next to her and hugs her. What she wanted to check was whether his heart still beats for her or not, and then she kills Woojin. And then, after number 11 regains consciousness, they get so close for the first time, and now she's saying, I've forgiven everyone, Woojin and you, whoever you are. Now brother, when everything is sorted out, you know what's going to happen next. But brother, on the other hand, this lady officer secretly goes to give food to Quinn, and brother, Quinn's condition has now worsened. Then, morning comes, and Woojin meets Vaden here. As soon as Woojin sees the warden, he thinks, brother, I can't see what's going on in his mind, but you understand. Woojin asks, what happened to you and number 11? Woojin replies, number 11 wants me to not feel any responsibility or burden of any extras. I just want to be a completely calm person. The brother is now praising his prisoner in front of the warden. Look at the brother's face. It's like a broken heart, but this Woojin is a great guy. Now he's wooing the warden, saying, thank you for everything you've done for me. He says, you're more than just my mentor, just like an angel who fulfills all my wishes. Brother, Van is having a great time with all this, but she tells Van, wake up, you're a man, and if someone sees us, they'll think otherwise. Van goes on to say, you've praised me a lot, but don't expect anything from me. Let this pregna. Before we get to the conversation between these two, we go back 2 hours, where the warden is giving a speech at an event. She's thanking 5 furniture companies for their sponsorship, saying how they've helped our prison so much. And here's the Jin with her, saying, brother, this prisoner always does her work perfectly. Brother, you should try it too sometime. Then we're told in detail how this wrestler reached Quinn. First, the bodybuilder beats her and tells her, tell me where Quinn is or I'll kill you today. The prisoner tells her everything. She tells her that if you go inside the boiler room, there's a small door that leads directly to the basement, which is where Quinn can be locked up. The bodybuilder then says, well, daughter, do you want to trap me there and report me? But then the cowardly prisoner says, it's not that easy going there. They're all in jail. Even the board is there. Then you tell me that it's been a week since Quinn disappeared, and no one is even talking about her. Then this prisoner starts making up her own mind, insisting that you let me go and save Quinn first. I'll expose everything to the reporters who are coming. Today, she says, I'll tell you everything that's happening in jail, sister. Now, brother, where does this bodybuilder have that much brain? She's taken in by his words and says, I'm going to have to deal with that. Then we see this police officer receiving a call from Jisoo, who asks her to check the boiler room because the guests who come to the jail are complaining that it's getting very cold in there. So I think something is broken. But upon hearing the boiler room, the prisoner starts acting up. She says, I don't even know how to use machines. How will I do it? But Jisoo, just take someone and check it quickly. But then this bodybuilder woman comes in and says, officer, I'm praying, so can you come with me to the bathroom? And on the other side, Ji-sun is already mad, saying, sister, go quickly and check what's going on. And brother, this officer is so crazy that she took this bodybuilder into the bathroom. Brother, she was supposed to go there. As soon as this officer starts checking the machine, the bodybuilder comes from behind and ends her game. Brother, she goes straight to Quinn and is devastated by her condition. Brother, Quinn has completely gone mad. Her mind has gone crazy. Then this bodybuilder woman slaps her and brings her back to her senses. Hey sister, it's me. And brother, as soon as she regains consciousness, the queen says only one thing. Let's get out of here. Otherwise that bastard will kill me. And let me make it clear that she is not asking to get out of this basement. She is asking to escape from this jail. But this female bodybuilder says that today there is an event inside the jail and all the reporters have also come. We want to expose everything that has happened to you. But no queen, but my god, it is fine with you. The reporter does not care about the bridge. And as soon as you go out of here, that Woojin will catch you and put you here. So listen to me and let's think about getting out of here. Then the bodybuilder tells her that it's okay, we'll run away. But what about our life after that? Quinn then tells her that her sister is named Bubo and she has so much money that we can live our life safely. With her sister's help, we'll leave this entire country and live $1 million life from Aram. On one hand, Quinn is motivating the bodybuilder, while on the other, she's thinking, she's such a crazy person. Then they both emerge from the basement and Quinn sees her old sister telling the bodybuilder that she could create problems down the line. Just finish her off completely. And literally, brother, this bodybuilder is about to pick up the pipe and beat him. Just then, he regains consciousness. And brother, now it's time to take revenge on Quinn. Quinn tells him, how much fun did you have making fun of me? I can never forgive a prisoner like you. And literally, brother, she takes the pipe from the bodybuilder and beats the prisoner so much, brother, brother, she's beating him so much. Brother, the prisoner is completely unconscious. And now look at Quinn's mind, brother. She puts on the officer's clothes and throws him into the basement, and now he's getting ready to run away. Brother, Quinn is now wearing an officer's uniform, so no one can recognize her. Furthermore, she also has that officer's card, which allows her to open any gate and easily get out of this prison. Then we come outside the prison, where some furniture and other items have been brought in. Prince Dar is carrying them in a team up. Here we see number 11. The officer asks her, "Where's your partner? You won't be able to carry this alone." And number 11 is definitely not my roommate. Then the officer calls a prince standing behind her, who turns out to be none other than our sergeant. And now the two of them are carrying the wooden stick, where number 11 is thinking that I had forgiven Woojun, but now meeting him again and again is making me uncomfortable. And the other side surgeon is also thinking something similar. After that, we see the warden who is taking the mayor to the prison. Gay. It happens. She's telling them about the meeting, which is a place where prisoners who are about to be released come. They sit with their families and eat peacefully. Then the warden talks about this girl. Yes, this is the same girl who was with Quinn. And you know what Ji-Jin is thinking right now? This is the same girl with whom I had sex for the first time. Do you understand? Hey, I'm not mistaken. Now he's thinking about apologizing to her. Then we see Jisoo, who is checking the security cameras. Then she sees this bodybuilder and Quinn and says she should be at the workshop. What is she doing here in the hall? And she suspects Quinn, wondering if it's not Deku, but who is? She tries to talk to Deku, but he doesn't respond. Who can tell her that she's already dead? Jisoo then wonders if she should tell Woojin all this. But Jisoo tells Woojin everything, and hearing this, Woojin is shocked. He says, "I'll handle it myself. Tell me where she is, and send someone there for security." Then we see Quinn and the bodybuilder, where Quinn says, "Just go one more door and we'll be out of here." And just as they're about to leave through the gate, Woojin arrives. Quinn sees them and tells the bodybuilder to hide. The bodybuilder asks Quinn what they should do now. But brother, Quinn herself is completely stunned by the sight of the sign. Woojin has tortured Quinn so severely that just the sound of her footsteps sends tingling sensations through Quinn's entire body. But then, the bodybuilder shows her the storage room, and she goes there to hide. Meanwhile, Ji Seo-jin tells Woojin that she's inside the storage room and that there's no CCTV camera inside. Then the alarm says that if I do not come out within 15 minutes, you should sound the alarm. And along with this, you have to take the main and other civilians to a safe place. After that, as soon as Woojin goes inside, he sees that, oh brother, this is our queen. Vegeta asks them to stand with the support of the lamp, but Nabha-e Quinn's sensation is not ending. She says, "What will you do with us after that? You will either kill me with a knife or lock me back inside the base band." But I didn't even think that if he said any more nonsense, I would shoot him. And hearing this, the Quinn tells the bodybuilder that it would be better to do what he is doing. Seeing this, Woojin is wondering if this is a trap to trap him. After that, Quinn says, "I admit that I did something wrong with number 11, and because of that, you locked me in the basement and gave me such harsh treatment, and because of all this, I am in such a condition today." Now, Woojin is thinking in his mind that all this is my doing. I did not control my anger and tortured Quinn so much that she is in such a condition today. And literally, brother, when Woojin is thinking about all this, Quinn screams so fiercely that Woojin's bullet hits this bodybuilder, and brother Quinn takes the knife and hits Woojin in the stomach. Woojin somehow manages to handle Quinn, but in the meantime, this bodybuilder comes and punches him, and brother tries to snatch his gun, and taking advantage of this, Quinn stabs him again, and now brother Woojin's condition has become such that Quinn also picks up that gun, and she is saying to Woojin, "How do you feel being in my place now?" Brother, on one hand, Quinn is showing her anger, but on the other hand, something else is going on in her mind. Meanwhile, the bodybuilder apologizes to Quinn and says, "I misunderstood you." Quinn then tells her, "If you don't know how to use a gun, teach me how to use it." And then this bodybuilder, whose mind is unknown, is teaching her how to use a gun. And just as Quinn is about to kill Woojin, she kills this girl instead. Brother, trust this Quinn even more. Then Quinn takes the cigarette from Woojin's pocket and tells her, "Why didn't I shoot you?" Brother, this was all Quinn's plan from the start. What did you think? I'd kill you so easily, even after everything you did to me. After that, Quinn erases her fingerprints with the gun and asks him to help a prisoner escape. She leaves, and while leaving, Quinn says on the phone that the prisoner is in critical condition right now, so send the emergency team there immediately. After that, Jisoo plays the alarm and says that this is an emergency. Close the doors. And brother, this was all Quinn's plan. After that, Quinn sets fire to the jail so that everyone's attention goes there, and she easily gets out of the jail. After that, MDD Atlee Jisoo and the emergency team come to the jail. Jisoo Jisoo is completely shocked after seeing the girl's condition. The doctor first tries to stop the bleeding and orders her to be taken to the hospital. The woman is in severe pain, and seeing her condition, Jisoo breaks down in tears. The queen who fled wearing the officer's uniform is being searched for everywhere, and the law is imposed on her as well, killing his follow-up officers and murdering a prisoner. He'll be the one to orchestrate all this. As the patient is being taken to the hospital, he reports that there's another officer in the basement, whom the nurse calls and asks to speak to him briefly, but the other woman is slowly losing consciousness and can't hear anything. Then, the nurse goes outside the lab, where a fire started by a queen has endangered some of the lab's areas, causing a stampede. The man standing outside the lab also doesn't understand anything. He just went to pee for 2 minutes, and all this happened. But this man doesn't know what's happening because he's too busy. He has a lot of deliveries to make. Just then, we see the inside of his car, where strange noises are heard. Some officers are trying to extinguish the fire, but they don't seem to understand what's happening. The fire is spreading, but then Woo Jin sees a girl screaming from the window. She is crying because her parents have fainted due to smoke, and she is unable to open the door. Woo Jin, seeing her, understands who this prisoner is and stands up to save her. He asks some officers to spray the entrance train gate so he can go inside. As soon as the fire at the entrance train gate subsides, Woo Jin takes advantage of it and goes straight inside. The girl is very happy to see Woo Jin, and the boy extends his hand to her and asks her to leave. In the next scene, the man argues with an officer, asking why he's being stopped. He tells the officer, "I've seen other trucks go by, so why are you stopping me?" But the officer explains to him, "This is an order, and we can't open this gate." But just then, an ambulance arrives outside the gate, demanding that the gate be opened. The mayor's man arrives, also demanding that the gate be opened. The officer is bewildered by all this, and he opens the gate, allowing the driver and the mayor to leave. We then see Quinn's sister, whom Quinn had talked about before escaping from prison. She's playing with some boys, not just one, but two. Just as their game is about to reach its breaking point, her secretary arrives to give her some information. She immediately turns on the TV, where the news is blaring that Quinn has escaped from prison. Seeing this, Quinn's sister is completely shocked. She didn't think she would ever get out of prison. Then, she takes a bath in the bathtub, thinking about Quinn. We see a brief flashback where Quinn tells her that she'll have to stay in prison for a few months. She can't explain exactly what's going on, but it's like a vacation for her. Then her sister asks, "What about the salon?" Quinn's simple reply is, "When will you use your brain? From today, you're in charge of everything." Now, she has to take care of everything before it's confiscated as criminal profit. She has no choice but to try to get out of jail soon. That's why everything must remain running. While Quinn is in jail, she'll work with the warden and stay in contact with him. But if her younger sister betrays her, she's sure to die. And now she's thinking she was wrong. Instead of sharing the fruits of her hard work, Quinn threatened to kill her. This enraged her immensely, and now she's planning to completely eliminate Quinn. She orders her secretary to gather all the people. In the next scene, the warden is talking to the director, and the director has learned about the rape incident in the prison. The warden confirms everything and says the reasons behind it are being investigated, but the director doesn't care. He just wants to know how Ko died from the bullet, and this incident happened when Mary and so many other reporters were there, and the director is telling her that now you are going to lose your job and you should prepare yourself to go to jail, and he hangs up the phone. The warden now understands that Woo Jin was talking about his crushes, and then she gets a call from Jisoo, who is telling her that the fire in the meeting house has been extinguished and Ko is still uninjured. Also, the bodybuilder where the death occurred is being inspected, and Woo Jin and a lady officer are being taken to the hospital, but their condition is very uncertain. The warden understands her concerns and tells her to handle all matters internally. After such a major incident, all prison shows have been cancelled and all inmates are being asked to return to their cells. Then number 11 overhears some inmates discussing the rapes that took place in the prison and that Woo Jin had been stabbed, which makes the prisoner's heart race. Number 11, but then Quinny comes from behind the box, throws a cloth at the man, and runs away. But then there's a twist. The man grabs Quinny. Quinny begs him to let her go, but this man is a total pervert. Quinny even threatens the smelly old man, saying, "Don't let me go." But upon hearing Quinny's words, the old man gets angry and says, "I'll teach you how to respect old people." And the old man teaches her, and in a good way. But when the old man tells her off for doubting him, Quinny takes advantage of this and chews his gun. Then she takes a stick and hits him on the head. Then he goes to the warden's office, where some officers bring Sir Sergeant to the warden because Brother Sergeant had gone mad. She was shouting and asking to meet the warden. The warden understands what they are saying and asks them to go back to duty. After the officers leave, the sergeant says to the warden that, "I just want want one thing from you. I have to meet Vajni, but this is not impossible because such queries require quite a lengthy process and qualification. But Sartan has to meet only Vaijin. She is just dying to meet him. The warden explains to her that she's confused now that she too found out about the warring secrets today. She tells her to calm down and control her emotions, saying, "You have to learn all this. Only then will you be able to be patient," and that she has also paid for all this. In the next scene, Quinn enters a random house and an old woman is just asking for her phone. Quinn immediately calls her sister and tells her to come get her. Her sister claims she escaped from jail, but she pretends not to. Another side of her says, "That's why I called you. I know you'll help me." But her sister is completely ready to kill her. Brother, there are 3 drunkards with her. She tells him they'll meet soon. After that, Quinn's sister arrives at the location she indicated. Quinn has been hiding behind some bushes waiting for her sister, and as soon as she arrives, she sneaks into her car. She greets some of the new juniors in the car who were hired after she left for jail. Quinn's sister asks her if something bad happened to her that she escaped from jail. She's seen everything on the news and wants to know if Quinn is behind all this. Quinn pretends not to know and says she did all this just to escape. Now Quinn calls her sister and says she wants something from her. Quinn first needs to get out of Korea, and she doesn't care where she ends up. She just needs a place to live, some bodyguards, and some locksmiths to take care of the house. But first of all, Quinn is hungry and needs something to eat. And now comes the twist. Quinn's sister interrupts her and says, "You're ordering me around." Quinn doesn't understand how she can talk to her like that, even though they're the same age. Quinn still considers herself the boss, but now she's just a fugitive, so she shouldn't worry about her rank or age. Seeing this, Quinny gets furious and says, "Stop this nonsense. What did you say about me not ordering you around? I didn't give you everything for free." Quinny, I'm like, I lifted you up from the bottom, and now you want to push me down and become the boss yourself. But just as her younger sister makes a gesture, Junior sitting behind her knocks her unconscious. Then the scene cuts, and we see Quinny hanging upside down and being given electric shocks. Quinny has no idea where she is, but according to her sister, this is Quinny's mental transformation room. And anyway, Quinny said she doesn't care about the place. So here she is, and the other side, Quinn's junior, is repeatedly giving her shocks, all while talking to her. Quinn wants to know what her sister wants to do with her. Initially, her plan was to bury her and end the day, but when she finds out that Quinn is already dead, she understands what to do with her. She just has to play with Quinn. Then the real game of torturing Quinn begins. Quinn apologizes to her sister and says, "You want my money and business, everything. Just make these juniors cry." But her sister insists, just get on with it. Don't listen to her nonsense. Then the torture that Quinn endures and the way she ends up isn't even as bad as it was in jail. Quinn's brother is truly a jerk. The 3 juniors together torture Quinn terribly. Now Quinn understands that she's being punished for the evil she did to others. Sometimes she sees the number 532, sometimes this bodybuilder, sometimes this officer. Brother, she's if she falls, he'll slit her throat in one stroke, and she's already telling her to do whatever she has to do quickly. But then her sister says, "You shouldn't die so soon. I'll send you safely to whatever country you name." Hearing this, Quinn is shocked. The scene cuts to a scene, and we learn that it's been a month since Quinn escaped from prison, and nothing is known about her yet. In response, the warden has admitted his shortcomings and publicly apologized. The warden has not only troubled the public and the local community, but has also apologized in full response to all the incidents that took place in prison. With this, the investigation into BuzzFeed, which was responsible for Quinn's illegal detentions, has now concluded. His actions started this entire scandal and can no longer be ignored. The day Quinn escaped, he tried to resist, but he was overpowered. His weapon was snatched and he was stabbed. He was taken to the hospital, and after recovery, he confronted the police. In his confession, he stated that his actions were due to a personal problem with Quinn. In the name of authority, he misused his power and brutally tortured her. However, despite his confession, there was no direct evidence. Neither was there any security footage nor a statement from Quinn. For some time, her witnesses were in the crime shadows. But then, in The Inmate, yes, this girl who was with Quinn came forward and confessed everything. After the truth came out, the judge took away her identity card from her, removed her from correctional services, and released her to confess her crime. An investigation will determine her sentence. This officer, who was also with Quinn and frequently visited her, also tortured Quinn, but Quinn has been unconscious since the day she was tortured. Despite her condition, the evidence against her is clear, due to which he has been permanently dismissed. And as for Jisoo, she didn't commit any direct acts. She simply falsified reports to protect her colleague, and the confusion surrounding the case suggests she committed the crime under duress. Therefore, she has been given a 3-month suspension and a pay cut. Afterward, the warden also accepts her role as a warden and humbly apologizes to everyone. The scene cuts to 11 other soldiers who are in shock. A few days later, the girl is released from prison after completing her sentence. 6 months later, we see the warden, who has now become a man himself. Considering this was the defendant's first offense, he made a full confession. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison, and in the prison he was imprisoned, he found his old friend, the one he'd been kicked out of by the new border guard. Yes, this is the same officer who, upon seeing Woo Jin, is mocking him. Woo Jin, who used to inspect others' bodies, is now undergoing his own. And with this, Woo Jin's prison life begins. He's chopping wood in the jail when his friend comes up from behind and greets him. This friend, Woo Jin, is being overly aggressive, telling him, "You're going to punch me again. Just try hitting him." But the visitor also comes and he runs into him. But this time, the guy isn't alone. He has some friends who grab the visitor. They're about to cut his hand with a cutter, but then the officer comes and stops them. This guy tells him, "You got away today, but next time you're finished." The officer tells the visitor, "Come with me. Someone has come to meet you." The visitor gets shocked as soon as he sees him. Then we go behind a VK where the warden and number 11 are talking. Number 11 can't understand how she's managed to maintain her position as warden despite so many crimes happening in the prison. It means there are so many re-examinations and protocol calls to deal with firearm incidents and murder. And this whole thing is so complicated because it all happened at once. But you dealt with everything step by step. Number 11 wants to know what kind of disciplinary action the warden had to refuse. But when the warden realizes that number 11 is trying to interview her, she apologized. The warden tells her that her coming here has already tarnished the reputation of this prison in the Ministry of Justice. Everyone from the warden to the prisoner called it a low-level prison. One surgeon was even fatally attacked during a street search, and the warden was dismissed. The warden who came after him was a real thug. And now I know that the underground shell where Quinn was locked up was the original shutdown, because when the prison was being built, it was used for Illy has been called for an application for parole, or is she about to be released? After that, 11 cries, seeing the warden, and says that she is free. Now both of them sit and talk. Then number 11 notices some wounds on her face. The warden tells her that it happened while traveling on the bus. "I am not here now, but I will get used to it soon." He did not expect at all that he would see number 11 here. He is surprised. She tells him that the warden helped her to get out of jail. Even though she was busy with Quinn's case, she brought Tamimin to help me with my false accusation, and she obviously has no idea how to repay him. Then Woo Jin says that he feels more for me than for you, and congratulates the number 11 for her release. Then 11 reveals that she met the sergeant the day before her release. We see a brief flashback where the number 11 is talking to her prisoner friend. She tells him, "Don't forget me after you get out of here, and when I get released, I'll definitely find you." Then Sajid arrives, angering number 11's friend and threatening to hit him. She threatens him not to come near her, but Sajid realizes that she just needs to talk to him for a while, one last time, and number 11 agrees. Number 11 tells her, "I already received your appeal through the legal letter, so don't repeat it back, and in the end, I'm getting out of here safely, but you'll have to face the consequences of what you did." Sajan tells her that she wanted to apologize personally, and she gets down on her knees and apologizes to her for everything that happened since the body inspection and at the hospital. "It doesn't matter how much time passes or how much my body gets covered. She will always be with me." Sajan knows she doesn't deserve to say all this, but she wants to. But in the end, she never feels like she helped anyone. She hopes that number 11 and those people will always be happy. Hearing her words, the prisoner's heart melts. And not only her, but number 11 also forgives her forever. She says, "There's only one reason I'm forgiving you, and that's the only reason." She knows that if you travel alone, the Woo Jin will always carry that guilt with him, and so she has no choice but to endure it all. She then asks the sergeant if he still loves her, and the truth is, she loves the Woo Jin too, so she asks him to wait with her until the Woo Jin returns. Just then, the officer informs her that she only has 1 minute left. Sergeant number 11 forgives her, not for anyone else, but for herself. Seeing him abandon such a precious thing about his life, and his life, number 11 felt that his attorney was indeed sincere. She knew perfectly well that it wouldn't heal her wounds, but accepting his attorney might make her feel a little better. Her lawyer had also told her that her name would be cleared soon, so she could start a new life. She only wanted Woo Jin to stop worrying about Fall2 and focus on herself, a wish shared by the warden and surgeon. Woo Jin thanked her, and they both began kissing, seemingly in front of the police officer. It wasn't fair, considering there was a glass in the middle. Otherwise, if they were to escape, they would break the glass. Then another path comes, and the Woo Jin is here, thinking about all the mistakes he's made, both as an officer and as a person. Number 11, Warden Sajord, forgive each other and support each other. They even accept the Woo Jin, so the Woo Jin will put aside his guilt and anger from tomorrow and work hard to completely change. After the visit from number 11, the Woo Jin erases all his his dark emotions and throws himself into everything, whether it's work or something else. He has always worked twice as hard, sometimes 3 times harder than anyone else since that day. Gradually, Rita became even more relaxed, and now his weight had changed so much that he remained calm even when his friend teased him. After several years, his friend was released before him and he simply disappeared into silence. During this time, he would occasionally receive letters from girls in jail, but most of them were messages from Sajan. She would tell him about her prison through letters, saying that this place has become so peaceful now that she doesn't feel like the same jail as before. Ever since he was pardoned by number 11, he finds happiness in small things, be it eating or just sitting outside for 30 minutes. Whether it's eating or not, working, whatever. He even considers looking at the sky a blessing. She also tells him through the letter that the warden has also become a grade 8 officer and is now working as a deputy, now become a grade 4 officer. And Jisaso has Sajin, and according to her, she is so good at her work that she will soon take the official position. Seeing Jisaso in this position, Sajin feels guilty that he never did anything for her as a junior. I have always treated her harshly and treated her rudely. If she had wanted to, she could have taken all this in a wrong way. But these despite everything, Jisaso saluted Sajin upon seeing him, which made our Sajin emotional as well. And on the other hand, after reading her letter, Woojin is happy. In her letter, she also talks about this officer who is fine now, but since she left, she can hardly speak. And according to the warden, she is now running a small TC photo shop with her parents. Sajin is now very happy for him, and she hopes that from now on, he can live a peaceful and happy life. In the end, Sajin just wants Woojin to take care of his health. Now, as his release date is nearing, she asks him to wait a little, and she ends the letter by saying, "I love you" to him. And finally, that day comes when 5 years have passed, and Woojin's sentence is also over. Seeing Woojin leaving, this officer also says that I was very tough with you, but you have done a great job in these years. Now go and live your life. In the end, Woojin is fine with me, but now we will never meet each other. Woojin leaves and is now sitting at a bus stop waiting for the bus. But then a car pulls up, not C's, but the warden's. She reminds him that they had talked about having dinner together after the furniture event. Woojin quickly gets into her car, but realizes that the car is very busy, so she might not come. Since Sajin is also in jail and number 11 is also very busy, it would be impossible to meet them properly, so it was best for him to come. Anyway, if the warden keeps showing up, it's not a good idea. The warden is very happy to see Woo Woojin and hopes he's taken good care of himself, and Woo Woojin also thinks, what can I say, it's become a habit for me. Then, before going to a nice restaurant, the warden takes Bo Woojin to a suit shop. When Bo Woojin appears before the warden wearing a suit, she is stunned. She tells him to wear a tie, but Woo Woojin doesn't know how to wear a tie. The warden ties his tie, and now, since she's always seen him in official uniform, she's excited to see how he looks in a suit. After paying the bill, they go to dinner at a nice restaurant. The warden congratulates him on his promotion and sincerely feels that he wants to do something for him, but the warden is like, you've just come out, so don't worry. Even a simple congratulations is enough for me. She takes his glasses and tells him to start a new, fresh life. The warden apologizes to him for being so mean to Quinn and the others, and that he made a bigger mistake by hiding all this. If he looks back, saying he'll surrender later and keep Quinn under his control was the biggest mistake, and it's what turned Woojin into a monster. But Warden B thinks everything you just said has a rehabilitation response. If he thinks about it carefully, his emotions in his recreation are anger and sadness, and if he ever uses force to release his suppressed emotions, it only causes problems for others and himself. And the monster Woojin is talking about isn't outside, it's inside him, and to control him, he simply needs to manage his desires and rise above his emotions. Then the warden ends her boring lecture and tells Woo Woojin about her desire, a desire she has not told her parents, her children, or even her ex-husband about. And now Woo Woojin wants to bring out those suppressed desires. That too with Woo Woojin. And then they go into the room and a real-life game begins. I think now you understand who Woo Woojin was talking about. While the two are playing the game, the warden confirms that she has fallen in love with Woo Woojin. Hearing this, Woo Woojin stops and wonders if she's like that, and she seems a little more emotional today. Her eyes indicate that she's a bit low, and seeing Woo Woojin's expression, the warden understands that maybe she shouldn't have said all this. She tells him not to feel pressured. I don't expect anything from you in return. After the game is over, Woo Woojin wants to know that everything was over between Woo Woojin and number 11, and Sajan is still in jail, so he'll spend his future with someone. Looking at Woo Woojin, it seems he's made up his mind, but he can't make this choice twice. He doesn't want to hurt number 11 11 and Sejong again. And now that he's thinking about it, he feels like the biggest loser, because it was because of Woo Jin that their lives were ruined. But despite everything that happened, they both forgave Woo Jin and still care about him, so he shouldn't blame himself. And Meika, all I know is that she's a hard-hitting journalist who exposed some past scandals. The day she was released, some reporters came to ask her some questions. They wanted to know how she felt after being wrongly imprisoned, sent to prison, and then just released. From there, the tables turned. Reporters and users with their unique stories hounded her for interviews. Feeling overwhelmed, she repeatedly refused them. But when word got out that she was a victim in a sex trafficking case, some inappropriate articles started circulating. The rumors grew, spreading on YouTube, and finally, number 11 couldn't keep quiet anymore and decided to speak out. Not to suffer injustice silently, but to stand up and speak out is what number 5342 does. Perhaps she thought that a simple interview or press conference wouldn't do the trick, so she locked herself in her room for a long time, writing down her experiences and reactions. In the end, she published a memoir of her time in jail, titled Lock Up the Women Behind Bars. Her writing changed the public's mood, quelling rumors, and even making her story a bestseller. Now, naturally, she's busy giving lectures, making TV appearances, and releasing new books. Everyone knows about Viender's crime. If he were seen with the number 11, people would be shocked. If the number 11 had appeared on the day of his release from jail, the media would have created a ruckus, and everyone would have found out that Viender and the number 11 were connected. We know that Viender's crime was revenge for the number 11, but this would have restored private television control. And what if Viender chooses Sajin this time? Viender and Sajin have a similar relationship. Both lost their superiors in incidents and became security supervisors. Both even went to jail, including for Metsupei violence. Now, people think that criminals shouldn't meet, but that doesn't matter. Number 11 received valuable help from Woo Jin and received something in return, even after hardship. The other, Sajid, genuinely helped Woo Jin, loved him, and received nothing in return. Now, after carefully considering all these things from the warden messages Woo Jin, and as soon as Woo Jin checks Woo Jin's message, she calls him. They decide to meet face to face instead of talking on the phone. She tells him that she has a book event the day after tomorrow, so she'll be free that evening. She even invites Woo Jin to her event. Woo Jin then goes straight to number 11's book event, where her prisoner friend congratulates her with a flower. Number 11 thanks her for coming first and bringing the flowers, and asks her how her workout is going at the gym. We learn that she's been practicing martial arts and other things to help control her anger, giving credit to number 11 for all of this. She also says that if he comes to the gym, she'll personally thank him for saving her from that bodybuilder. Secondly, Woo Jin also wants to see her, but then the warden and Jisoo arrive, congratulating her on the release of her new book. Jisoo also congratulates her and apologizes for any inconvenience she caused, but number 11 is convinced that it's all a matter of time. Now everything is fine, and in return, she congratulates him on becoming an official surgeon. This proves to be a rewarding moment for Jisoo, and she thanks him in return. After that, they all go inside, and number 11's book event begins. The interviewer asks the girl, "Can you tell me what this book is about?" The girl explains that the voice of sin is loud, but the voice of forgiveness is even louder. When she first heard these words, she didn't fully understand their meaning, but now, this girl stands before everyone, free from the false charges against her. When number 11 was in prison, she felt only anger and hatred for the world. She fought for injustice, but still ended up in prison. She endured bail and even refused death. She thought her wounds would never heal, but a heartfelt apology lightened her burden. Her old focus was on bail and trauma, but this is a new journey. She chose forgiveness, either out of revenge or hatred. She stands up and thanks everyone, searching for Woo Jin in the crowd, but she can't find him. After the event ends, as soon as number 11 comes out and calls Woo Jin, he's standing next to her. They both sit and talk, and Woo Jin says, "I didn't come because I thought I might get upset," but number 11 is happy that he came. She's not worried about Woo Jin thinking about her, so she offers him pity. They were living life and growing closer. Then, while having fun together, they decided that they would live happily ever after. Woo Jin becomes a bus driver, and Sajin starts working at a market near their house. Despite her busy schedule, Sajin always cooked for him, but he wouldn't eat it, instead eating it. He also gets sick, and Sajin is helping him. Sajin is a wife who always thinks about Woo Jin and gives him first priority. She showers him with so much love that Woo Jin realizes the meaning of true love, and as the years grow longer, their relationship becomes even more stable. Scene changes, and we see number 11, who has forgiven Sajin, and she is both sad and happy for him. However, she still feels a deep sense of impotency. She repeatedly vividly remembers her prisoner friend's words. If you've ever truly loved someone and lost them, only then will you understand what I'm saying. She feels a deep sense of impotency, but she can't relate to these words. She realizes that she doesn't love Seijin as deeply as she did. We then see Sulin, who learns that she's 7 weeks pregnant. The doctor, after examining her condition, advises her to take care of herself and congratulates her. The sergeant is overjoyed by this news. She is laughing loudly, and with this, the lockup manhwa is complete, and I am saying thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing so much love. He tells her to start. He's sincerely sorry, and upon hearing this, number 11 begins to cry. She composes herself and says, "Why are you apologizing? I'm the one who needs to tell you this." From the day they first met until today, Woo Jin has always treated him with the same love and honesty. She says, "I've always taken something from you, but never given anything in return. That's why you shouldn't bow down to me or hide from me." Number 11 explains to her that they can't move forward together, so stop blaming yourself. For everything you've done for me, for every distance you've shown, I consider you more than a good person. You are my only cry and savior. Brother, listening to her words, even the queen is crying. Number 11 says that now we will not cry, we will not apologize to each other. He just wants to make it a beautiful day, and that too by spending the last night together, and this night of theirs also ends in betrayal. The scene changes and we see Quinn, who was caught back in 6.5 years and was even sentenced to death for escaping from jail and setting fire to murder. The place where his father was found was an exotic island in Southeast Asia. There, this girl, who used to be Quinn's maid, was enjoying herself, and then she saw a girl named Sam Leslie raiding men. It was none other than Quinn herself. Actually, Quinn's sister had sold her overseas, and she was forced to serve as a state prosecutor. This girl, Immediate D. Atlee, reported her to Interpol and kept the money. In the end, Quinn was caught and sentenced to death. She was put in a cell 4, where her roommate was none other than this former prisoner, a former death row inmate who had once been in the same 6-person cell with her. Seeing her, Quinn was shocked and asked, "What are you doing here?" Now, since number 53, 42, and that bodybuilder lady are all gone, only he and she are left. So this girl tells him that now both of us have committed the murder and set the fire, so why don't we stay together? Hearing this, Quinn gets scared and asks him to open the gate. But in the meantime, this girl comes from behind and catches him and says that anyway, we are rotting in jail, so why don't we have some fun? If we talk about Quinn's sister, she had gone completely mad. Quinn's last words to him were true, and brother, he went mad. And in the end, his own secretary poisoned her coffee, and she died. Now, when it had been a year since Woo Jin was released, then Fa Inli Sajan was also released, and our own brother came to meet Sajan. As soon as Sajan sees him, she gets a little emotional and runs and hugs him. Woo Jin takes her to his house, which is quite small and has only one room, but he is talking to her formally, which Seijin finds quite strange. Woo Jin shows her his room, which is quite a lot for a man living alone. For the boy, this is a very moving moment because this is the first time someone has come to his room. After hearing Woo Jin's words, he seems intrigued. He seems to want to know what happened with the number 11 and what it means that you've invited someone for the first time. But his intrigue ends with him saying, "We should have a drink together." Then, after so many years, they drink together again, and even the whole story of them almost killing each other becomes a part of their conversation. Then, as the table fills with food, their journey through their memories ends. He goes back to his usual self.